Hello, and you're listening to You Still Going On About That with myself, Rob Israel, and
Joseph K.
And you can find us on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Castbox, and Podbeam. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it. Tell your mom about it. And while you're at it, we also have a Facebook page. You Still Going On About That. Again, like it, join it, comment, share it. And thank you and enjoy. I'm Rob Israel.
I'm Joseph K.
And you still going on about
that.
All right. So, this episode's going to be a little different from other episodes.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about it, this is it started out as a movie discussion podcast. We talked about in other episodes how it just stemmed from a thing I posted on Instagram with my stories one time, and then there was a conversation after about how 2019 was where a lot of dystopian sci-fi movies that we grew up with were now in that year.
Yes.
And it kind of turned into something else, and we just started talking about movies. But when we talk about movies, we also talk about things that affects the movies, culture, politics.
A lot of the movies we like they're in context political.
Yeah, I always find it funny when people will say something like, "Man, take the politics out of my art, or take it out of my..."
No.
Take the politics out of this, or get mad. And I'm like, the politics is the foundation of a lot of those movies.
Yes.
Harry Potter is a good example. There's a lot of politics in Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah, surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah, a massive amount. And, you could... Star Wars, the original, literally the original trilogy and the prequel, which is literally all politics, the prequels, which is what the kids were craving.
Yes, they said, please, a lengthy treatise on tax disputes.
Yes,
if we could...
and they got it.
Yes.
And the kids enjoyed it.
Ate it up.
My favorite was the action figure playset that came out for the tax dispute.
Yes,
that
right.
was really good.
With
real disputing action features.
Right.
It was really good. Yeah, I love that. Kids were so lucky in 1999.
Yeah,
so, times. It's not... every year is an election year.
True.
In the United States. People forget that. They always think this is an election year. No, every year is an election year. There's an election all the time, and you should vote all the time. Anyone that tells you not to vote, listen, if you don't want to vote, I can't force you.
Sure.
I guess that's your right. But the people who tell you not to vote, sometimes they have an insidious agenda behind them, or sometimes they live in a world or they have opportunities and they don't realize it doesn't matter if they vote because they're going to be fine whoever wins.
Yeah.
I always get annoyed when people would post George Carlin memes.
Yeah, right.
And I was in the last election in 2018. I was posting on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I was like, "Listen, anybody who thinks they're being clever posting, don't vote with George Carlin memes. Just realize that he was a very successful, very wealthy comedian,
right?
And it was part of an act. Now, I'm not taking away what he was or what he did, but he could get away with not voting, and he can make claims and say it doesn't matter who's the president, even though I'm sure his tax cuts would be different depending on
right. Well,
right.
Look, and I'll throw out two things here before we go in further. One is that you're right. Every year is an election year, and honestly, the things that affect you most are the local elections that no one ever votes in.
The off years,
yes.
Yeah. So your state senators,
your school board, literally the sheriff, the school board, the alderman or the tax collector, all that
garbage. From that Simpsons episode,
right?
Which is actually one of the best episodes ever made of the Simpsons.
Is that the monorail one?
No, that's the Steve Martin episode. It's when
Homer
decides to run for the what was it? The sanitation manager, or something like that, and he basically, they always make jokes and say that Simpsons, they made references to Trump years ago running for president, and they have. But I will say that Donald Trump followed Homer Simpson's model of how he ran for the sanitation management job. If you watch that episode and you watch Donald Trump's run in 2015, 2016 for president,
it's the Homer Simpson playbook.
It kind of is, yes.
Wow.
And
that is the
I'm not joking. Watch that episode.
Ill-fated sequel to Silver Lining Playbook.
Now, the thing was, in the end, it got so bad that in the episode, they had to move the town 10 miles over.
Oh, is this one with the tire fire in Shelbyville?
No.
No,
it's a separate.
All right,
Homer starts... Something happens and the town gets filled with garbage, like underground, that they have to literally move the town 10 miles over. Now, the problem is when Trump's done, we're not going to be able to move the country 10 miles over.
Not really, but I'll bet you the oceans have encroached.
Yeah, the oceans will just eat us up. Unless you want to live in the movie Waterworld.
Well, okay, so the first thing was absolutely those off-year elections, the local ones, they're probably the most important for you to vote in because they set into motion all the things that put other things in place. Right. That's how you get delegates. That's how you get state laws. That's
and it's true sign to see, too, what's really going to happen on those main years.
Right. Can't stress this enough. This is not a movie episode.
We will make movie references.
Sure.
We're going to make movie references in our political episode.
Yes.
Whoa,
it'll be like, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter.
Right.
But no, this is the episode where you get the peanut butter and the chocolate. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk politics. So if you came here for our insightful movie talk...
if you're here for that Forrest Gump episode, sorry, we have to put that one off the side again.
Yes.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, Gump fans.
This podcast is like a box of chocolates. You never know.
You never know. So yes, it is, even though it is not, it's an off year and there will be elections in November. The Democratic primary debates are starting. We already had the first one. They split it in 2 nights.
Yes.
Because it's such a big process, and other countries do their elections in like a 2-3 month period. But for some reason, we drag ours. Our elections never end. They start the day after whoever wins in 2020. Yeah. The election for the next one will start. The 24/7 media cycle will never let it die. Well, they need it to constantly keep going.
I'll take the blame on some of that, me personally.
Just you?
As a cultural force. When the minute Trump was elected, I was ready for the next election.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
Yeah.
Everyone was hoping there was a do-over.
Right. I was like, okay, now who's running? Right. And maybe Republicans felt that way when Obama was elected, and I guess I get that now.
I mean, listen, they always say... I always find it funny, when they talk about, that people try to make like equivalencies to, they're called radical leftists or radical conservatives, and it's like, okay, well, let's not make equivalencies here. Radical left, or what people would say radical leftists are, or whatever.
Sure.
I first of all, who is saying that is the first thing I always go to. If Ben Shapiro is calling someone a radical leftist, I just ignore that because.
You take that with a bag of salt.
With a bag of poop. Like, I don't even, like, it's Ben Shapiro.
Sure.
He doesn't give a shit. He, it's like, those are not, if you're a Democrat running, you're not going to take criticism from him. I mean, he's not working for you. He's working against you.
Yes.
So, of course, he's going to frame anything that's even left of hard right or whatever you would call it, is a socialist. So... Regardless, they're running for, like, healthcare for all, helping the environment, things like that.
Right.
And the other side is running on, like...
Cages for children.
Yeah.
Cages.
Yeah, kind of. I mean...
Well, no, like, literally.
Trans ban on trans people in the military, bathroom thing. It's like, it's not the same. And the funny thing is, the people who want to take away rights on the right.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that people want to take away the rights on
the
right. I don't get it. But they're going to benefit from the stuff that people on the left want to put through. They're going to benefit. They're going to get that clean air. They're going to get that health care.
Right.
They're going to get those benefits. They're going I always find it really funny. Like, you know, especially like this past month. I mean, Pride Month, like that.
Yeah.
That's June, right? I mean, does it go? Does it bleed off into July and like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's just funny. It's like everyone's got like amnesia. It's like it's only been legal gay marriage, and it's still a fight.
Oh, it's remarkable how quick.
What's it been
happened.
like 3 years? It's been 3-4 years.
Sure. I mean, I don't know, but yes, it's been.
But it's like people want you to have amnesia and forget how hard it was to get these people. People rights. How hard people on the left fought. You know, I'm sure that I'm sure there might have been some allies who were conservative, but you can't say you're an ally and vote for people whose main goal is to take away those rights.
Yeah.
You can't say you're an ally. I'm sorry. You can't say like I'm your friend. I care about you.
However,
but I'm going to vote for this guy because I think he's better for the economy or whatever.
I like those hats.
Yeah, I mean, those hats are awesome.
Right.
You know, it's like it doesn't work. But the thing is, like, again, it's like everyone's celebrating Pride, and you see people who, of course, the corporate machine loves it because now that's another holiday they can make money off of.
Yeah.
And good. I'm not against it. It's
whatever. Yeah.
What?
With like, I think.
No, I'm saying I'm all for everybody being happy and excited for Pride, but I just think people need to remember that there are people who worked against, like, don't get amnesia, and if given the chance, they will take your rights away. If Trump gets elected, they will go after gay marriage. They will get, like, if he gets elected again in 2020, he will go after all the things that everyone's claiming to celebrate now.
Yeah, it is. It's dire, you know, and it's hard. It's hard to talk about it without like emphasizing how serious it is, you know. But what we do, we have Democratic challengers.
So right now there's
like
23
somewhere in that.
Well, I think so. I think it's 23 technically serious candidates. I know there were some people on the side that never entered or were going to.
Right.
At this point, they're not going to. Or who knows, they might come in. But there was a debate recently, and it was 10 and 10. But they gave them 2 nights each. They split them off into groups.
Yes.
I personally wish it was just one night, and they just made the qualifications higher, and like 12 people were on stage, and not 2 nights. I would have liked to have seen Warren with Kamala Harris and Warren with Biden.
Yes.
Warren with, and it's fine. I mean, you got to weed out people. Maybe
right.
You know, we're still so far away. I mean, we're almost a year and a half away from the election.
I guess I'll throw out an early one here. We'll get to them all shortly, but like Andrew Yang he's the universal basic income.
That's
guy.
The one you like?
No, look. I don't like him in the sense that I'm not going to vote for him. I don't think his ideas are going to make it. But look,
he's right about things, though.
Yeah.
He is right that people will be out of work. Technology is phasing things out. But we need an economy to move, and you can't have people a complete collapse of society.
Yeah, I like that. He's the only one talking about that. I like that idea is in the arena now. You know, people are talking. Yeah. Look, there's probably a big population of the country that had never even heard of such.
But they already do that in Alaska, I thought.
Yeah, well,
no, it's not even a joke.
No, you're right.
Pay people to live there.
They get an oil dividend or something.
You get if you live there, you get a check. Now I know if any of you from Alaska are listening, and you could be like, you know, you're eating your whale blubber right now, and you're like, you
came up with a 43rd word for snow. Can we? But they. No, you're right. They get a check. I don't know if it's yearly or quarterly or whatever, but it's the oil dividend. You know, the oil. There's other countries that do that give you a check just for being a person.
Thanks for being you. Thanks for being here.
Well, that's not a crazy idea. You know?
I know, and well, the funny thing is, like, Republicans always sell this whole thing: work hard and you'll make it. Work hard, you'll make it. All right, I agree that yes, people should work hard and they'll make it, but not every job, not every field will give you success. You will not get rewarded you're not going to get rich. There's like, it's like I would like watch Joe Rogan. He would always say these things about like, he's just one example, but he would say something about, if you put the work into it, you'll make it and be successful. Okay, but it's like, what does he do? He's an actor. He's like, it's like a different field. It's like people who are going into teaching, or people who are working in a factory, or people going to, it's like, I mean, yeah, a teacher, you can work your way up and try to become like a principal or a supervisor, but that's a different animal. But like, there's some fields and some jobs that you could bust your ass and you won't ever make an extra dime.
But like, what if let's say, okay, let's take a large city like a city that has a sports team, and the city is like, oh, okay, we're gonna chip in $80 million for the arena for the local,
which is what they do,
which is what happens all the time.
Yeah.
Let's say instead of that, let's just ponder this. Instead of chipping in $80 million for a billionaire to have an arena, they split that up amongst the residents.
Right. It's your money anyway. Right. It's your tax dollars. So
and they just give it to all the residents, and then the residents, instead of, let's say some of them choose to stay home with their kids, male or female, or whatever.
A lot of cigarettes.
Some of them are like, you know what? I really like working at Starbucks, and I can use this $8,000 a year to supplement that and have a good life.
Okay, this is my fear though with the why it won't work. The supplemental insurance. There has to be a law put in on top of it. This is the problem. I'm going to get into this now because this is the problem with tax cuts, tax scams.
Yeah.
So one thing employers will do is whenever there's like a tax cut or anything like that, or they use it against the employee. They'll be like, well, listen, you don't need a raise because technically you're making more money now.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to pay you less in this state, but we don't have state tax here, so we're going to pay you less. So let's say Andrew Yang's idea happens if he's not president or someone else, and they take the ball and they do it. They have to put a provision in there that says you cannot base the income of somebody's salary. You cannot say I'm going to pay someone now $1,000 less a month because
they're getting it. Yeah. Because that's the first thing that would happen.
Oh, it's not. It won't. It would be more than 1,000. They would remove. They would do. They would take 2,000 away.
Yeah.
If given the chance, there has to be. It's like certain laws. It's like it's great. It's like Obamacare. It's good, but there's like so many things that are wrong with it that someone need to come and. We have the worst. We have the worst president to come along to fix because he just wants to completely destroy it with nothing to replace it with. Like Hillary Clinton would have improved on it.
I think so. Right?
Like she would have taken the ball, and I think they would have done something. So, I know some people will say, no, she's the worst thing in the world. Vince Forster.
I don't
know who that is.
Her emails. Now, do you recall
fucking emails? Oh, fucking email. You know what my favorite thing was? It's like, she loses the election. The whole time the Republicans are bring up the emails, Benghazi for like nonstop for 4 fucking years. They didn't shut the fuck up about it. And the emails, and the media didn't help. They kept on bringing it up too. And we talked about this in other podcasts and stuff. I said that while Trump had the new thing every day, the media would always do the false equivalency, and they would bring up her emails. But again, if you're a voter, you can't even remember all the stupid shit Trump's doing, but you always remember those emails because they're branding her.
Yeah. Because Trump had a new scandal every day. It's like today he bragged about sexual assault to Billy Bush, but her emails.
Right, and they would do that. They would follow up always with her emails. And what I was saying was, it's like, I remember after she lost, and then you found out like a couple months later that like Jared Kushner has a private server, Michael Pence has a private, Mike Pence
Ivanka has a private.
they all private servers, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah, that's really stunning.
And the people who are using it, like the Republicans or the people who vote for them, they don't give a shit. They're like, they don't care. I team one.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. They're team one. They don't care. We do virtue tests.
Yeah.
Everyone has to
want to play fair.
We want to play fair. We want to make sure everybody's happy. But we also do virtue tests. Now, I know, again, the virtue thing, SJW, all these are all code words that started with the right to brand the left to make us look weak.
Yeah.
It's, Fox demonized the word liberal for like 20 fucking years.
Oh, yeah.
before what?
Democratic to Democrat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
which is like a connotation.
You know who's the nexus of this is that Frank Luntz, who's that Republican.
Well, it's Frank
pollster.
Luntz. It's crap. What's his name? He does all those stupid, insane Obama documentaries.
Dinesh.
Dinesh D'Souza.
Right.
He was another one who
pardoned.
Trump pardoned him.
Convicted felon.
Yeah.
Dinesh.
Yeah. Well, he made a documentary that basically made Trump the equivalent to Lincoln.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he freed, but
well,
so yeah, you're letting people. We're letting them dictate the argument. Virtue Signal, SJW, these are all like I was watching like an awesome Bill Maher, and I forgot the guy's name on, but they were like he had on Bill Maher had on the guy Bret Easton Ellison.
Oh, he turned out to be quite the dick.
Well, the episode. Did you see that episode, Bill Maher?
Real quick, he wrote Less Than Zero, and then American Psycho, and Luna Park.
Yeah,
he's a great novelist, but he turned a little right wing.
Well, I mean, like if you look at those books, they're very male centric, power 80s. Like, I mean, you could say he's critiquing it. You could say he's critiquing it, but at the same time, he's also glorifying it.
I think he's got like not a Fight Club problem, but it was kind of in that ballpark for me where it was like, is this satire? Is this celebration? But anyway, so Bret Easton.
Regardless, he was on, and of course, Bill Maher, like, he's left leaning.
Sure.
But he'll go on a tangent. Like, he had Jordan Peterson on, and like last year, and man, he just seemed to like love him, and it's like, why? I mean, Jordan's like, because he's not PC. Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like there's okay, so he has them, and they start going on about SJWs or something like that. Sure. And then I forgot the guy's name.
And to be clear, if you're not, that's social justice warriors.
Yes,
and it's
not Star Wars,
right?
Jedi,
but it's a caricature of someone who is vehemently in favor of all sorts of social...
It's like that meme that goes around. They always pass around the girl who with the glasses and she's screaming, and they always put like some lame leftist thing to make fun of. Like, it's like basically that's what they're trying to characterize.
Right.
But this guy was on, and he's like, he interrupts him, and it was awesome. It was like the two of them want to have this little bullshit conversation about PC and SJWs and how people are weak now, and back in my day when we were fucking kids. We were kids of baby boomers. You know, it's like, get the fuck out of here. You know, these guys who were too young to go to Vietnam, but you know what I mean. Like they're post-Vietnam kids still, even though they're like in their 60s now. They're still post-draft kids. It's like, shut the fuck up. You know, you're not. Maybe things were a little harder because the technology wasn't as good. Yeah, but you weren't forced to go to war either.
Right.
You know, it's like. Now 70-year-olds have something to say.
Oh yeah. You stay out of their way.
Yeah. But this guy, I gotta find his name, and I don't know what. Just look. It was a couple weeks ago. You can probably find it on YouTube. He just interrupts him, and he's like, "Well, what's wrong with social justice warriors?"
Yeah.
It's like, why is that? Why are you guys demonizing that word? These people are doing they're doing the work of angels. Like, they're helping people. They're like. He's like, you're downplaying something. Like, yeah. And they're like, no, we meant to say, like, people on, like, Twitter and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but when you do that, you're hurting people who really are doing good things for people. Well, you're downplaying and what they do.
Yeah, and honestly, what's wrong with chiming in on Twitter? If you're doing it for a good cause or a good
right.
reason,
there is truth. There are people who
are a little grating. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's people who could outdo each other, and that does exist. I know people who are like that, but that doesn't. But I don't let that take away. I'm not going to say, "Oh, great, I'm going to go vote for Trump now because this guy on the left annoyed me." Yeah. Like, that's just stupid. Like, if that's how you're thinking, then you weren't going to vote for. You were going to vote for Trump.
Yeah,
anyway. That's such a stretch. Like, do you remember last year there was the walk away thing?
Yeah.
It was like a Ponzi scheme. It was a scam.
Right. Yes.
They were getting people to pay all this money to go to this event. It's called Walk Away, and the joke was the event was run by people who were never Democrats.
Right.
They were claiming that Like, this is the hashtag walk away.
Like grassroots type
Yeah,
of thing.
grassroots.
Yeah.
The whole thing was, you could look this up. The guy who ran it, like, it was a total money grab. It was like
Right.
Corey Feldman's Angels. I'm not joking. It's like the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like, what's the Corey Feldman thing?
Yeah,
called?
that's it. Corey
Feldman's Angels. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the same type of thing. And, like, I remember looking at the event in DC, and no one gave a shit. I thought it was gonna be a bigger deal. No one cared.
Right.
But it was like Dinesh D'Souza was speaking.
Jesus.
I'm like, that guy was never a Democrat.
No.
That guy didn't walk away from
No.
anything. He freaking worked for. I think he worked for the Reagan administration or something. It's like,
Well,
I thought it was like, no one's walking. Like, it was the stupidest thing. No one was walking away. If you believe in certain things, you're not gonna get turned and the Twitter mob or whatever they want to
Right.
call it. If you get turned off from that, then you never were liberal to begin with.
Yeah.
You never were. Like,
Okay.
that's insane. You don't all of a sudden say, like, I don't give, fuck the environment, fuck healthcare.
Right. That's not how it works.
Like, that's insane. It's still bananas.
It is. It's yeah.
So, I know, we didn't even get to the candidates yet.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to tackle them or?
Yeah, I mean, we can just go through it real fast. So, there was a debate. There was 2 nights. And the first night had Warren. I mean, I don't have the full list of who was there. Warren was like the first night.
Yes.
And-
Warren was the heavy hitter for me on the first night.
Yeah. Beto kind of.
I like Beto a lot, but
I kind of want him to come back to Texas and run against Cornyn.
Yeah, look, here's the thing is that Beto has a lot of energy and charisma, and he's got some good ideas, but he's going against people that have lived and breathed this for a long time.
He's going against some powerhouse debaters.
Yeah, you got, and I'm just going to put out 3 of the big ones real quick, and these are, I probably should go deeper, but like Biden, Harris, Warren, they've all, this is their thing.
Booker.
Booker.
I mean, these are guys who...
even Castro.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these are like policy wonks.
Castro went after Beto during the debate.
That was his big moment there.
Even de Blasio. Everybody was like, the funny thing. Okay, so de Blasio, I find it really funny. It's like he decided to run for president and no one gave a shit.
No, well, he got in too late, I think.
He got in too late, and it's weird. It's like he's in the second term as mayor. I don't live in New York anymore. I lived there years ago. I was there during Bloomberg. I hated Bloomberg. I hated that he tried turning back into a Democrat and running again. I hated when he showed up at the Democratic convention.
He didn't do terrible. He wasn't a terrible.
I was in New York. He
Was he
wasn't
terrible?
very good. Was he? I mean, the city didn't fall apart completely.
Right.
But privatization went up big time during his years. I mean, he did exactly what he intended to do.
He's like a Northeast Republican, which is a.
I mean, he technically was a Democrat. He's not a Bible burner. And he's not a Bible. He's a Bible thumper. Is basically that's like the difference. But it's like you got your Republicans who are, what did I say? Like, what's that guy's name? William F. Buckley type Republican.
Right.
And now a William F. Buckley Republican now would be basically a left of center Democrat now.
Yeah.
In the media, on the news, because they're not talking about like. They wouldn't be saying something horrendous. Even though I'm sure William F. Buckley said many horrendous things. I'm just saying, like, the way they come off very educated.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I feel like that's what Bloomberg is. And people sometimes forget, they think if someone is, like, speaking not so harshly, then, oh, he's a liberal. I'm like, no, he's not.
Yeah, I guess
like,
you're right.
It's
well,
just,
like he'd be more like a Romney or something.
I don't
or,
know what the fuck he'd be.
Well,
he's a Bloomberg Republican.
Sure,
is what he
there
is.
you go. Yeah, they used to call him a Rockefeller Republican, right? Like that was the term.
I guess
Yeah.
wasn't Rockefeller a Democrat? I don't remember.
Well, anyway,
it doesn't even matter. I always love when people are like, "I'm a Dwight E. Eisenhower Republican."
Right.
Oh yeah, well I'm a Grant. Even though Grant wasn't a
I thought you said that I'm more of a I'm a Herbert Hoover Whig.
I'm a Theodore Roosevelt. Yeah, I don't know. I always find that funny. There's one guy who told me when I told him that, he goes, "I'm an isosceles triangle." What the fuck is that?
Yeah, right. Well, what do you want? Do you want, because we got a bunch of names
so we'll
here.
just go.
Do you want to go alphabetically?
I mean, I'm just gonna go by this list we found on New York Times.
Yeah.
Bennett,
Yeah.
Go away.
Right.
I mean, it's like a lot of these guys. They said that like some of these people should just be running for Senate in their states.
Absolutely.
Like I think Hickenlooper is one.
Yep. Well, Bennett and Hickenlooper, because they're both from Colorado, right?
Well, they're like Senate. I don't know. I know Hickenlooper. They were like, just run for Senate. We need you to, like, you suck on the.
Staff quit yesterday.
Yeah, you suck on the national stage.
Yeah,
but you'll excel in your state.
Right.
Stay there and beat the Republican there. We can't afford to lose seats.
No.
In the Senate. So, yeah, Bennett. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy.
Sure.
But he didn't stand out for shit.
No. Look, there's a whole group of anonymous, like, white males.
I mean, I could have Bennett, Inslee.
Yeah.
I didn't know Sleestak was running. Was he even on the stage?
I don't think he was on the stage, but he is announced as having run. And that
Messam. Who was Messam?
I don't know who that is.
He wasn't even there either.
No.
Ryan Moulton.
Yeah.
Leonard Moulton's running for president?
Moulton's from Pennsylvania, if I remember right.
Not Leonard Moulton.
No.
Hickenlooper.
Yep.
Bullock.
Yeah, he's from Montana.
They make that. They just make that up. I want to look at it and all saying see like Yoda in there.
Right. No, I think he's from Montana.
Delaney, who I swore was a reincarnated Dorfungolf. What's his face?
Oh, Tim Conway.
He looked like Tim Conway.
He does look like Tim Conway. Look at him.
I was hoping he would sway back, sway forward.
Yes.
And
right.
He's like, oh, everybody, let me instruct everybody.
Let me ask my assistant Boom Boom. Let me ask my
yeah, all those guys need to go away.
Yeah,
they don't need to be in the next debate.
You wonder why they're there because.
Well, I mean, listen, when Trump entered the Republican race in 2016, there were
he was like famous 16 already.
Yeah, like, that's the problem. He was famous, and the thing is, the Democratic debates versus Republican debates. Democratic debates, they're actually discussing policy.
Yeah, right.
Republicans are like running on who's going to be a bigger douchebag. I'm not even joking. This is
no, you're right.
Like, I watch those debates. I watch them because I want to know what my future Lord and Masters are going to be doing. Potential. I need to understand where they're coming from. And I tweeted something which I have like 5 Twitter followers or something. I just said that Democratic debate was crap. No one discussed hand size alluding to dick size. Which was basically a Republican debate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everyone's trashing some of these Democrats, right? But I'm like, that field of Republicans was weak as fuck. Yeah, there were 16 of them, but no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no one of them was good. I mean, the only one who thought he was going to get it was Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
Because it was his turn, I guess. He thought he was...
Well, it made sense, to be honest. I thought it was going to be Bush Clinton. Everyone did. A lot of people did.
Oh, God, I'm so glad. I mean, listen, I will say this. Hopefully Trump is gone in 2020 or eats too many hamburgers and explodes. He said hamburger once.
I know.
On Twitter. It's funny. He got rid of the Bushes.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
He did. He destroyed that family.
He destroyed Jeb on stage. He just tore him a new asshole. Like, Trump was running in 2015, announced it, and I knew Jeb Bush was up. I was like... Definitely did not want Trump to be president, but I did want him to destroy Jeb Bush.
Yes.
Because I don't care what anyone says. The Bushes were... George W. Bush was the worst president. People don't realize it. Yeah, Donald Trump's obnoxious, and he's an asshole and a prick, and horrible things are happening under him, like kids in cages and everything.
Right.
But the problem with him is that he doesn't understand how government works.
Right.
And the people who work for him clearly don't give a shit. They either know or they don't care. They don't care. The Bushes know how government works, and they know how to manipulate
They're much
the
more
government.
effective.
And a lot of horrendous things happened under that.
Yeah.
A lot of environmental disasters happen, like things that set the stage, set us back 10 years when it comes to like all kind, the fact that we're still in Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah. 9/11 happened under him. I always love that. People always, man, what a lucky fuck. let me tell you, if Gore was president
Oh,
and
jeez.
9/11 happened under him, the Republicans would pull him out by his fucking hair out of the presidency.
Yeah.
Instead, what do we all do? 9/11 happens. Like good Americans, we stand beside.
Right.
He sits on the mountaintop of the ruins, and he says, "We're going to go after those people." Wink, wink. I mean, Iraq, haha.
I remember Condoleezza Rice going on show after show saying over and over again, no one could have foreseen this happening when
She was handed...
They literally were handed a giant report saying this is about to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
was,
they knew that.
Stunning.
And I know people could go on and, you know, there's all the jet fuels, melt steel beams and all that.
Yeah.
But regardless if you think 9/11 happened, because I think negligence, they
were told it's going to happen.
They let,
and then it happened,
and they took
and then
advantage,
they
and
said
they took
no one
advantage
could
of
have
it.
seen it happen.
Yeah, and then they took advantage of it,
Come
and then they said, "Well, I'm not saying Saddam did it, but you know."
Yeah.
And then, oh, there's no nuclear. He has nuclear missiles. No, he doesn't.
Right.
And then,
well, a big part of the awfulness of the Bush presidency was the Cheney shadow presidency.
well, I think it's just the entire administration. It's the same people who worked for his dad, who worked for Reagan. It goes back to Nixon.
Yeah.
They don't change. That's why it's funny, you know, everyone talks about how Donald Trump, he's not a typical Republican. You know, he's a change. No, he's not. He has the same fucking hacks. He has John Bolton working for him.
Right.
It's
the
the same
UN guy.
lame fucking hacks that have worked in administrations.
Yeah.
The problem is half of them are dead now. So, you know, because they all go
or
back
in jail.
Or in jail. They go back to Nixon. I mean, all these people, they all go back to the Nixon years.
Yeah. It is true. Like, yeah, that's depressing.
It's insane. And, you know, like, so Bush got a free pass on 9/11. No president would everyone, because nothing like this ever happened on our soil. Nothing.
Right.
So we were like, what the fuck? And we needed a hero, you know, and he read that book about goats. Kids.
My pet goat.
My pet goat.
Right.
Yeah. But he stood on that rubble the next day or 2 days later, and he said, "We're gonna go after," and everyone.
Yeah.
And
I'll say, look, and I agree with your thesis that
My
George.
thesis.
Well, that Bush, the younger Bush, was worse in a lot of ways, but like he at least acted the role. Like after the Trade Center fell, which was probably due to negligence, he got up on the rubble and he got his bullhorn out and he
didn't go after Democrats on there.
Exactly.
He was a very united. The way he sounded was very united.
Yes, that's the difference between him and
But
Trump.
then
Trump would have
within
been like, if the Democrats had only
let me
supported
do this and this, my wall, or
right.
Yeah, if any government, any real disaster happens here, I mean, there are disasters happening here, but something like a 9/11 or some type of anything major, any type of major event, that's what he'll do. He will not unite this country. He will just, and he's going to do that tomorrow night. So we're recording this right now. It's July 3rd.
July 3rd.
He announced a couple days ago, even though we're planning it for a while now, he's been wanting to do this big boy military parade.
Yes.
And bring tanks. I mean, this is something that no president of the United States has done. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure someone might say, well, in the 19th century, Albert Harrison Hugenschwagen ran a Jolly Roger down the street that had a Gatling gun.
It's not an American thing. It's
not in our modern times, in our modern day psyche, or the past 50 years.
You associate it with like dictatorships and military juntas.
You see, you pictured Gorbachev standing on the side. You pictured Kim Jong Un. You see, dictators.
Right. Rolling
waving
tanks down.
Now, this is I tweeted this the other day again to my 4 followers that saw this, and they said when a person, a leader, wants to have military weapons at a parade or whatever, it is not just a threat to foreign adversaries. It's really meant to be a threat to the populace and the opposing political parties within the country.
Yeah, I think that's real true. I really do. I mean, and that sucks. That's just a terrible thing.
Well, it's not even a joke because he took an event that happens on July 4th. It's supposed to be a nonpartisan event, and they're calling him like the Grinch that stole July 4th. He's trying to basically they're handing out tickets
to the GOP,
and it's only being given to GOP higher ups and mega donors.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't.
Well, and they took money out of the Park Service to pay for
yeah,
it.
which is being bled money.
Yeah, it's really it's no good. It's real depressing, and I remember today I read something on Twitter where they tried this like in the 70s. I want to say it was Nixon, but maybe it wasn't Nixon. But they brought in different people and they tried to politicize it. People protested the hell out of it, and they shut it down.
The CBS, ABC, and NBC,
yeah.
well, NBC also, all three of the major networks, said we're not airing this.
Yeah.
They refuse to air it. The other thing that's really funny and tragic is how much damage it's going to cause. These tanks are going
to the roads, yeah.
Yeah, they said that...
There's 70 tons.
Well, there's tunnels under there. And they said that these tanks, they're going to... First of all, this thing's costing millions of dollars to do because Trump's a big baby boy dictator.
Right.
And, there's these tanks that weigh like God knows what.
70 tons. I read it today.
Oh, okay.
Each individual tank is like 70 tons.
That weighs a lot. Now the Hulk,
that's a lot.
The Hulk in the 2003 movie picked it up and threw it.
Well,
but he's also not real.
And he's the Hulk.
Well, he's also not real.
Yes,
and it was a movie. See, we brought up a movie.
Yeah.
This is the peanut butter and the chocolate.
I would vote for the Hulk.
I would vote for his fake CGI 2003 Hulk.
I would vote for Mark Ruffalo Hulk over Trump.
Oh, I would he should be up on stage. He was awesome.
Bana?
Well, that's who I just said. But I didn't even say Eric Bana. I said the shitty CGI Hulk from 2003. Yeah. I'd vote for that before I vote for Trump.
Right.
That thing wasn't even he looked fake as fuck. He was like
he had
Shrek.
those weird pants.
He was like 20 feet
Shrek.
tall. It was super bizarre.
It was weird.
That was like somebody who made that movie and they said, "What's a Hulk?" And they said, "It's a big green monster man." And they said, "I'll make a movie with this Hulk thing."
And they
is Hulk, make sure the Hulk's strong.
Right.
I will, maybe.
Yeah.
And make sure it fights 3 dogs.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
Well, okay,
back to
let's go through. What do you want to?
Okay, so regardless, this is just so before we go into the ripping apart Democratic candidates or critiquing them, I will say that just know in the end of the day, a bag of onions would be a better president than this piece of shit. Right now, there are kids in cages.
Yep.
There is a moron who wants to run tanks.
Yeah.
He almost started a war with Iran the other day. He's basically going to allow North Korea to have nuclear missiles, it looks like.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, that is a weird one. Do you think, Kim Jong-un's just like, what?
Yeah,
my dad and my grandfather wish you were president. I am the luckiest boy. I get to be the dictator of my country when you as president.
It's really weird because he's in a lot of ways Kim Jong-un got everything he wanted. I can't with all that.
It's bizarre.
It's
super bizarre. Okay, so just know that that's what's on the line.
Right.
It's total. My dad told me. He was an economic teacher. He said right now we have a zombie economy. Everyone always used that idea. Oh, the economy's better than ever. No, that was the steam of Obama's last 4 years. Just like the first 4 years of Obama was great because he was working up the shit steam of the George W. Bush years and he had to fix things. And then Trump gets and he gets claim. It's not him. But now we have a zombie economy. It's not moving.
No, because it's been stalled out. Yeah. But right. So a lot's on the line. A
lot's on the line. So that's why I say right off the bat, if you're a Democrat on the debate stage and you use lines like where you're basically using the lines that the Republicans use, like say things like, I'm not a socialist, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, none of them are.
Right.
And even Bernie, who is not a socialist.
Not in the classic sense.
He's a democratic socialist. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they should, instead of socialist, you should say, I'm a Democrat, democratic, happy guy.
Right.
Generous man.
Well, look, that phrase socialist doesn't have the negative connotations it used to.
Well, they also people I always like when I would post some pictures or something and equate something in regards to Nazis or something, and the right wing would try to come on. I would get these trolls and come on and say, well, the Nazis were socialists, and I was like,
yeah,
no,
by
They weren't.
name, they were the National
But-
Socialist Party, but it's a different animal.
But they were a fascist party. No.
It was different.
Yeah. Regardless, the word, they will demonize the word. Now, out of all those candidates, the most right-wing of that candidate, or whatever is the most, will still be called a socialist
Oh, yeah.
by the Republicans. It
Right.
doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, it's
They
just,
will
they
label
become
them,
the other.
They will label them in a commie, a socialist, a traitor to the nation. It doesn't make a difference. So if you're listening to this and
Right.
and if you're not you like Trump and
Sure.
somehow you're still listening to this,
Yeah, that's a stretch. But
well, that's
sure.
fine. I implore you to listen.
Yeah.
You already figured out where we stand on
Right.
Trump, and if you're listening, then that means you're probably going to listen to anything else we
Well,
say at this
look,
point.
it means that you'll at least tolerate that.
Yeah.
And we already warned you that this wasn't going to be movie-centric, so...
Even though we will bring up things like
Right,
the
the Hulk.
2003 Hulk.
But, okay, so...
Maybe instead of a Democratic debate, we'll just put on the artwork and everything, the Hulk movie.
Yeah,
and
that'd
just
be
trick
good.
people
Trick
into this.
people.
And then we'll be like, no, we did talk about the Hulk.
Hulk smash.
Hulk.
However... all right, so...
Speaking of, let's smash some of these candidates out here.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. Okay, so we did Bennett. I think look, I like the guy. He's not standing out. He's probably going to fall
That's the problem. You're not standing out at this point. You're not going to stand out.
But the next one's Biden.
Okay, here's the problem with Biden. Biden to me was always a corporate conservative Democrat.
Yeah.
I knew about him for years.
Right.
I mean, not to say I was aware of the Anita Hill trial, but I wasn't unaware.
Right, sure.
I was also only like 12. I was like in 7th grade or something.
Yeah.
And we knew all the jokes. I remember there'd be kids walking around and be like, "You got pubic hair on my Coca-Cola," and there were Pepsi or whatever. It's like classic Clarence Thomas lines.
Right.
Classic Clarence Thomas catchphrases like,
yes.
"You got pubic hair on my Coke."
It's yeah.
Classic Clarence Thomas
Right.
catchphrases. Just
Yeah. Well,
let's
look,
think of many other ones.
I'm gonna, and this is an unpopular opinion. I'm gonna cut Biden some slack for back in the day because it was a different era.
It was 30 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
And now, regardless of that, there is a nostalgia about him because he was the vice president, to a popular Democratic president.
And Obama's vouched for him.
Obama's vouched for him. I don't think Biden is a bad person.
No.
I don't think if Biden is the candidate, I'm going to vote for him.
Yes.
I personally I don't want to rip apart any Democratic candidates because I don't want to feed
Right.
the fire. But at the same time, I'm not saying nothing that no one else believes. I just don't think. I think he's not the right candidate right now.
Yeah.
I think the right candidate needs to be someone that puts the fear and daylight in
Yeah.
Trump. I think Trump will debate Biden on stage. Not
Right.
to say that Biden will not tear the living daylights out of him, but my God, Kamala Harris, Warren,
Yeah,
they
any
will
of them.
tear him a new asshole. They will grab him by the...
Yeah, I like Biden a lot. I love what he did with Obama. I'll gladly support him if he's the nominee. I'm not going to vote for him in the primary.
No. He's a gaffe machine. I mean, Trump is a living gaffe bomb, but...
He is a gaffe.
He is a gaffe. He literally is a gaffe on humanity.
Yeah.
But we just don't need that. The media will
Right.
take the bait and they'll keep using it. This supposed liberal media that we have, everyone thinks that we don't have a liberal media. You guys need to that's a bunch of horse shit.
Right,
You know,
it is.
corporate
It
media. It's their goal is to sell you
sell product.
when I left my job and was working from home, I would just let MSNBC run in the morning. MSNBC during the morning is not MSNBC what people think it is.
Okay.
It's definitely more right wing.
Yeah,
It's more conservative. It starts off with Morning Joe.
Morning Joe and Mika.
But
Yeah.
all it is fucking ads for insurance and ads for pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
And that's all it is. That's all corporate media really is. And so, they're going to go after certain candidates that want to put an end to their profit model of getting ads from Pfizer and...
She's not running, but I agree that the kind of candidate I want is more AOC than Biden.
Well,
Right?
AOC can't run anyway if she wanted to.
No, but
She's too young.
but that's I know she's not running.
She's
but
changing the conversation. She's changing the landscape and discussion. She's the one that pushed the things with the kids in the camps.
Yes.
She said no, it's a concentration camp, and she helped change the Green Deal. The funny thing is, she's effective because she is changing the course of discussion.
Well, she doesn't apologize.
She doesn't apologize for it. She doesn't back down.
Right.
And people don't even realize it. They're starting to repeat what she says, and it's becoming a conversation.
It's just like the thing with the emails.
When everyone rips... Right. So when everyone's making fun of her for the Green New Deal, well, guess what? It may not be that in the end, but they're going to adopt so many things from that because people are going to want it. Well, same thing with the concentration camps. Now there's been more investigations.
Yeah.
There's been a bigger spotlight.
Right. No, I agree. I agree completely. So what do you make?
I just think any candidate that is weak, mealy mouth, bullshit, milksop, try to play the whole both sides do it. Go away now. Get back. I liked Michael Moore's post after the first debate. It was a picture of that the guy who I said looked like Dorf on golf.
Oh yeah. And he said he didn't.
And he just said, get off the stage, get back in your car, get on the 495 before there's traffic.
Yeah.
Go away. We don't need people like you.
Well,
any candidate like this. And he's right. We need a stark contrast.
Yeah.
So
go
ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say I agree. Like there's a lot of them that are perfectly good people, perfectly good state legislators.
The shittiest person on that stage is better than Trump.
Yes, but
by far.
But we need a sure shot here.
We need somebody that's gonna just get people excited. You need that. I'm sorry. I said this. Obama when he was running. People were wearing Obama on shirts during the primaries when he was running against Clinton.
Yeah.
No one was inspired by Hillary Clinton in 2008.
True.
And it's just the fact. It's the truth. No one was inspired by her. Yeah. I mean, not to take away anything that she's done, but man, and if you watch those debates and watched her and how she campaigned, she was training him because she was running like a fucking Republican.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I remember that. And she was repeating certain things. See, the one thing I like about the Democrats, though, in this one, they all came out. Donald Trump Jr. and them were trying to attack Kamala Harris with the birtherism. And every almost, or at least all the ones that matter.
All the big ones.
All the big ones, the ones in the public. They all came out and said this is racism. They all stood together. Yeah. They didn't try to play some little sneaky bullshit like, well, I don't know, maybe she wasn't born here. Right. Because Hillary Clinton kind of did that. And Trump used that later on.
Right.
She did. It was on TV.
It was on TV.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, the problem is he denies anything he says that was on TV, but
he does it. He does it consistently. With great consistency.
Well, I mean that's another problem too. You get a media that just allows it to keep happening. No other candidate would ever be able to get away with this.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all going after. The funny thing is, they're talking about Kamala Harris, talking about busing with Biden, right? All while ignoring what's going on in those detention centers, all while the blatant racism that's going on, the Proud Boys, all this bullshit that's going on. And you got a policy wonk thing with Biden, a very specific thing. Could he apologize better? Yes. He brought up something, I ain't going to defend it. He thinks in his mind what he was trying to say. I think he's wrong. But again, at least he's more thoughtful about it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's not a fucking flaming racist,
No, look, I don't think anyone doubts that he's...
That's like a Lindsey Graham, I guess.
That is a weird... What do you think of Cory Booker?
He's okay. I don't think... Sorry, dude. You ain't getting it.
It's funny. I loved him for a long time.
He's a great senator.
He became less exciting.
I just think that there's too many people on the field. And actually, that's the funny thing people are saying about Bernie is that Bernie was amazing going against Hillary Clinton because it was just her. And the other guys,
he was an alternative.
There was 3 people there that were a complete waste of time. 2 of them dropped out immediately.
Right.
And there was this one guy, O'Malley or something.
He
lasted like 2...
He was in a debate or 2, though.
Yeah, he lasted like 2 primaries and then he disappeared.
Right.
So Bernie really stood out. Now, guess what? And Bernie should not be, even if I voted for Bernie in the primaries, if he doesn't get it, listen, he, just like AOC, has changed the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, one thing people didn't realize, Hillary Clinton's whole platform was his platform when she was running.
He performed a really valuable service. I wish he had exited stage left a little earlier than he did.
I wish he, I mean, who knows? I think a lot of it is media manipulation.
Sure.
A lot of it was Russian troll farms.
Oh,
a lot of people
absolutely.
pretending they're Bernie fans. I mean, anyone who says, if Bernie doesn't get in, I'm not voting for the Democratic candidate, that's insane.
Right.
Especially now. It's even more sane than ever.
Yeah.
Then are you aware who's the president right now?
Yeah,
are you
that's
aware
ridiculous.
who's in the White House? Like, that's bullshit. I don't trust you. I don't even think you are an American citizen.
You're not going to reason with that person because they're saying something fundamentally weird.
It's bizarre. I mean, it's like totally insane. It's like,
yeah.
If I don't have my cheeseburger, I'm going
to
eat a glass of. I'm going to eat some glasses, like literally some glass shards.
What do you think of Butteigeig? Am I saying that right?
Buttigieg.
Dude's brilliant. He's learned like 5 languages.
I mean, the guy, listen, he's good.
Special forces.
I personally don't think he's going to get it in the end. He might be a good VP candidate. I think he should stick around. I definitely think he should definitely gain traction. I like his argument. I like what he's doing. I'm not a religious person. I don't believe religious politics, but I like what he's doing because he's from the same state as Pence, right?
Yes.
So he's really getting to him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
When he's playing the hypocrisy, and he's basically saying like, okay, well, I may be gay, but I'm married, and I am religious, and I'm talking about Beetlejuice.
Right.
I'm super hetero, man. Chicks.
Well,
chicks, man. Just want to get that clear.
He counters Pence very well.
Yeah, he's a great. So who knows? Maybe he'll be a great VP candidate.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I mean, again, too early, but I want him to stick around.
Absolutely,
stick around. He's good.
He's got a lot going for him. I like his ideas. I like the way he talks about religion. But I get the feeling with him that it's a John Kerry thing. When the Democrats mentioned John Kerry, I was like, finally, they won't be able to use the military against him.
Yeah,
and that's 100% what
they attacked Purple Hearts.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck about service.
So
I'm not talking about the Dems. I'm talking about the GOP. They really don't care about service.
When Butteigeig, when
we'll just call him Buttigieg.
Mayor Pete. When Mayor Pete got in, I was like, at least they won't be able to use the religion thing against. But that's not true. That wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, no, not at all. They'll just say he's gay.
Yeah, I like him.
Which is complete bullshit.
I hope he sticks around. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I only hope he sticks around because I want his voice in the discussion.
And again, it's only fucking July.
Right.
I mean, we got the first election is until January of 2020, the first primary. I don't think it's until February.
Castro, I like Castro.
He's good. He was great at debate.
Yeah, and I guess is his brother the state representative that snuck a camera into the concentration camp tour?
I think so.
Yeah,
he has
that's awesome.
Yeah. So then they could play little games where it's like, maybe I'm my twin brother, maybe I'm not.
Well, and I'll tell you,
I need a break. I don't want to do the debate. All right.
Yeah,
I'll pretend to be you.
All right, so De Blasio, we kind of covered him.
Scar in his head.
Yeah, right. De Blasio, he's not going to get it.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's going to get it, but you know what? In the debate, he was great.
Yeah, he was.
Him and Warren were the only ones who raised their hands about getting rid of... okay, do they want to get rid of health care? Do I think we should just... Okay, we're getting rid of health care. Okay, they're not going to get rid of health care. They can't just do that.
No.
What they're saying, though, is the system we have now sucks.
It's very broken.
It's shit. You're paying $5,000 in deductibles. You're paying $1,000 for this, and then there's a cap. It's complete horse shit. Your healthcare sucks. Other countries, you can go to the doctor. If you broke your arm, they're gonna take care of you. Yeah. You're not gonna lose your fucking house over it. You're not gonna my wife. My wife. Yeah. My wife. We're gonna have to just get a little buzzer and play that. We need a little sound machine.
Right.
She had a serious surgery last year, and she has good health insurance. But then, my God, they tried denying everything.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we might have to pay $45,000 for this. We might have to pay. I mean, we didn't, but it was a fucking nightmare. And it's like my wife is trying to recover from her surgery. And it's like, no, you don't get to recover. Like, I saw an article about a guy who had a heart attack. He was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Great shape, runs.
Sure.
It does, like, he got a heart attack.
Yeah, just happened.
And he's like, he's in the hospital, gets treated, and then he finds out, well, the hospital he was at was out of his network. And they try to give it, and he's like trying to recover from his fucking heart attack that almost killed him. Like, oh yeah, well, here's a $100,000 bill. Go fuck yourself and die.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I don't want to get too serious about it, but like we have a daughter, 8-year-old daughter.
Who?
Me and my wife. My wife
have
a daughter, and she'll get like an ear infection or something like that. Yeah. And I always go through these mental gymnastics when I'm like, okay, is she sick or is this like a cold? Because
you're trying to pull your bullshit.
Well, look, I mean, if she goes to the doctor, it's like $500 or $600, and we have insurance.
That's insane.
We pay fucking $1,500 a month for insurance.
It's garbage,
and which is garbage, but we have to because if something drastic.
Right, it's basically insurance for like if your head comes off your body and they have to sew it back on.
But like,
and then you'll get bills later saying we didn't cover that.
If my daughter gets sick, which no lie, literally we go to the doctor and they prescribe antibiotics, which should essentially be free. They should literally be pennies on the. There should be nothing, and we're out $400 or $500. That happens like a half dozen times a year.
That sucks.
If someone comes to me and says I'll solve that problem, and I'll tell you, there's a few of these candidates that have come close, I'll vote for them. 100% I'll vote for them. I don't care what else.
I was talking to someone about this, and I was talking to these guys when I did this podcast with this guy named Lurk, who's an artist.
Yes, yeah.
And we talked about this in Canada.
Right.
And I said, they talk about something, and then I talked about something about it, the negatives and everything. And I said, okay, but the difference is, let's say you break your arm, you have to go to the emergency room. They said they have a hard time getting a doctor where they live, but they're also like on an island or something. So it's like, but I also said, that's just as bad here. It's hard to get a doctor here. There's a lot of doctors who won't take you. If you don't have the right insurance, they won't take you. So
they got a waiting list.
Whatever. That's not that easy. But the difference is that at least if you break your arm, like he needs to have like his hip replaced or something.
Okay.
Cost him nothing.
Yeah, see that's
cost him nothing. Hip replacement here, it's like $100,000. If you have insurance, they're gonna fight you. They're not gonna try to cover it. They're not gonna do any of this. So any candidate that raises their hand says, "Yeah, the system sucks. I want to fucking get rid of it." Like they're your friend.
Oh yeah, well, like I had this. There's a politician out of Massachusetts, Brianna Wu, who's a Democrat and a good politician, and she was a video game designer, and she had done a bunch of things. And she was talking about how free college or student loan forgiveness should be a priority. And I don't disagree that I agree that that's an important thing, but healthcare to me is so far and ahead a more important issue than student loan debt. Student loan debt covers a fraction of the country, sure, and it's a terrible thing, but you're basically trying to address a problem for already college-educated persons.
Right.
Healthcare affects every single human.
College is still, you don't have to go to college.
Right. It's optional.
I mean, not to say that people shouldn't be denied it.
No, actually, college should be free. All that stuff is true. Healthcare is more important.
Healthcare is, and healthcare is so important to our economy. We talked, when I first met you, I remember we talked about this, and we were talking about the election in 2018.
Yep.
And I remember we were talking about, like, important issues. And I said, literally the most important issue is healthcare.
Oh, absolutely.
Because healthcare affects our economy.
Yep.
I mean, healthcare is like a parasite on our economy.
Oh,
I mean, if you got somebody who they get cancer, let's say, so horribly already, and now they have to pay all these bills. Well, guess what? They're not buying a house. They're not buying a car. They're not buying an iPad.
Nope.
They're not buying shit. And that's the thing that helps our economy flow. When everybody buys things and puts things in the economy, well, guess what? Healthcare is a predatory capitalism at its finest.
Well, and it keeps people in jobs. Look, a lot of these people might have gone off and started businesses of their own, but they can't because they can't afford the insurance. They have to stay in a corporate structure to take the healthcare benefit.
Right. Which keeps getting worse and worse.
Right. Well, okay.
So de Blasio raised his hand, and he also he kind of whipped Beto's ass a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people did. We'll get to Beto shortly, but the next one on the list is Delaney. I have nothing to say about him. He does look like Dorf on golf.
Delaney sucked. He said some things, and I was like, go away.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably fine in the state you're running. If there's go run in your state.
Speaking of terrible, the next is Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay, so what the fuck is up with her? I'm like confused by her. Every time I see her, there's something about her I'm like, I don't trust. And I've heard some weird things about her. Like
I've heard she's a big Russian, people in Russia support her, or the Russian government
and then like
supports
Syria too, or something.
Yep, I've heard that. My big knock on her is the minute after the election, Trump gets elected. I'm devastated. I'm just looking for someone to run against Trump.
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard gets on Twitter and talks about how we need to work with Trump, and she's going to meet with him to be his secretary of whatever.
Yeah.
And she's been dead to me ever since.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'm not angry at people who said that.
I am, but sure.
I will say, unfortunately, he was president.
Yep.
But I will I will say some things about her I don't like. She has said the false equivalency game.
Yep.
And she's a Democrat, so I think she's an insurgent candidate.
Okay, yeah.
Joe Lieberman was a insurgent candidate in 2004.
Sure.
If you watch the elections of the debates and he was running, he was an insurgent candidate.
Yeah.
He was working against the Debs. But I'm Joe, I think her policies, though, are in line more with the Democrats on some things.
Sure.
So I think she's better than him. But the thing about her was she was on Bill Maher, and he asked her about Mueller, and she said that we should just drop it.
Yeah, no
good. Go away. Tulsi, go back to, go do more shows with Joe Rogan. Let me just get this out of the way. Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard are they're like the internet weirdo Joe Rogan candidates. Like, anyone who watches Joe Rogan religiously,
right?
Like, they, for some reason, love Andrew Yang, and they love Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know why, but to me, that's not a good thing.
I worked with a guy on a political campaign in Florida who was a Democratic operative at the time and is now a big Andrew Yang supporter. And I don't get it. I like some of what Yang says, but I'm on the same page with you.
What was up with him? I mean, he's like last on the list just because his last name. Yeah. But I feel like let's just sandwich him with Gabbard because I feel like they're almost like the same. Yang, they're kind of like, to me, the same kind of candidate. Like the same kind of people like him for some reason.
Sure.
What is up with him? People tying him to neo-Nazis, which makes no sense.
Oh, I have not heard this.
I heard this, and he was like, I don't get it. But he was being like sandwiched with, I wouldn't say neo-Nazis, but
right.
people on the right. Like Ben Shapiro likes him. So if that's the case, maybe Yang's no good.
Well, look, that's true. Look, I'm not going to vote for Yang in the primary. I love that he's talking about universal basic income.
But, again, is he pushing a parameter? If you have universal income...
Yeah.
There has to be a thing that says this does not affect people's salary. Because that would be the first thing it would fucking do.
Well, okay, so Gabbard, she's out. For me, look, Gillibrand, I feel weird about Gillibrand.
Bye, Gillibrand.
You don't like Gillibrand?
No, she
was...
Al
Franken thing,
right? Al Franken, I don't care.
Yeah.
Al Franken, I mean, it's complete horseshit.
Yep. No, I'm
first of all, that woman that... Was he right to that? No, I'm not gonna defend it or ignore it. But that woman works for fucking... She's a right-wing commentator who works with fucking Sean Hannity. It was a screw job. Freaking Roger Stone was behind it. He was one of the most liberal congressmen. And that guy was senators.
Smart and well-read. And,
he would be able to tear the shit out of... He would be one of the greatest... If he was there right now, he'd be tearing the shit out of Trump every day. He was a great proponent against, what is it? The bullshit Ajit Pai's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, huge, one of the biggest outspoken people when it comes to net neutrality. Right. So, you know what? Sorry, Jill Brandt. And you know what? She's also really a very conservative Democrat.
She is. She's an upstate New Yorker.
She claims she isn't anymore. But I remember when she was taking over Hillary Clinton's spot, I read about her and I was like, eh.
Right. Yeah, I don't like her. I do feel... I feel bad about writing her off, but I've written her off.
I just think that there's enough people out there on there. She's whatever. But I'm sorry. You Republicans will defend worse. And,
right.
And I mean, again, I'm not defending Al Franken on that, but I don't think he should have left his position.
He shouldn't have.
Now, the argument was that happened to happen around the time of the Roy Moore election.
Yeah.
And I think he got the hell out.
So Moore could get
because a Democrat, a liberal Democrat, was going to take his spot.
Right.
But Roy Moore would have been in the Senate, and the media would have just focused on that. The media would have just stayed on Al Franken, so Al Franken left the picture as quick as possible.
I guess.
So who knows? But regardless, sorry, Joe Brand, you don't. Yeah.
Right. Well, the next one is Kamala Harris, who
I
love.
Top 5, top 3.
Yeah. She's long been on my radar as a potential first pick for me. Like when I'm catching my vote in the primary, she's done nothing but strengthen that.
I remember like the early things, and I would see people who I know from back in New York and on the left or whatever, and they were attacking her, saying like, "Oh, she was a prosecutor."
Right.
And it was like,
she
was a fucking prosecutor.
Yeah.
Look, what is she supposed to be doing?
Yeah, there are crimes.
There are people who die. Like
right.
She said that when she talked about it in the debates, she's like, "I've seen what happens to people who are shot. I've seen these photos. I know what that's another reason why she's a proponent against the guns and everything. There's some people saying she's more corporatist than you think. There's other people, and then of course the right wing's trying to push the birtherism. Gorka, that creep,
Sebastian Gorka.
Yeah, he was trying to say she slept her way to the top.
That's disgusting. He should be shot into the moon.
Well, he's a gross human being anyway, and he should just go away. Kamala Harris, I am definitely that's a candidate I'm excited about. She unfortunately teared Biden a new asshole.
Yeah.
She could, in a gentle way.
Right. In a respectful way. She can obliterate. Trump will not debate her. Trump's not going to. See, the thing is that people have to understand that at the end of the day, these guys are debating each other. Trump's not going to debate any of them. He might debate Biden. He'd debate Biden.
He might even debate, do one debate with. What's his name? Sanders, if he gets it.
Sure.
Because he probably thinks he could take him or something.
I could see
Sanders comes off like a character, so he can.
Yeah.
And they're both old white guys. But man, he gets in the ring with Kamala Harris, she will fuck him up.
She'll mop him up.
It's like, I just don't. I bet you he won't debate. I guarantee you.
Well, I could see that. Now.
Which would be hysterical.
Yeah.
And his followers won't give a shit.
No.
And his defenders, the Republicans, will sit back. I mean, I would.
The thing is that if it's an NBC debate or a CNN debate, they'll give the Democratic candidate an hour of uninterrupted airtime, and he may not love that, but I could see that happening.
Right, that could happen.
Yeah,
they would get an hour. I mean, Ted Cruz didn't debate Beto one of the debates? He chicken shit out of one of the debates, and Beto ended up getting I think an hour to himself.
I do remember that.
Fucking that guy sucked.
Hickenlooper we talked about.
Hickenlooper to me is like Delaney. He's like
Inslee. I don't know much about him.
Bill Maher had a funny joke. He goes when he was talking about these candidates, and he goes, "I don't know who this guy is," and I interviewed him twice.
Have you heard the stories about Amy Klobuchar, which apparently are true? They sound like sexist.
They sexist. I mean, come on.
She seems like
she's the only one that's been mean to interns.
Well, they say that they've based characters on Veep about her. There's apparently some pretty deep.
They base a lot of things on a lot of characters on Veep.
Here's the thing. I've worked for a lot of people in my life, and I know good bosses and bad bosses, and you got to be a good boss.
I'll be honest with you. I don't really care about her. To me, she's up there with Jill Brand.
She's not going to be.
She's not going to be the candidate. She's too middle of the road. She tries to play the whole. I'm from Minnesota.
Right,
and
Minnesota nice.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? She's okay. I like her as a senator. She's fine. Sorry, Amy.
Messam, we don't know.
I don't know who that is.
Moulton, I know, but I'm not. I don't.
He's
not,
the
guy from Pennsylvania.
Oh,
right?
that's a different guy. I was getting mixed up with Swole because they look almost the same. Moulton Schmolton.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. Sorry.
O'Rourke.
I liked Beto. I've seen him twice live.
He's the real deal at live.
His band. No, I was going to say because he wasn't in punk band. I got a picture with him. My son.
Oh yeah.
My son.
Well,
my son.
He's.
He was a great. It's like he needs a heel like Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
And Ted Cruz is a heel. Like if you're working wrestling,
right.
A heel will elevate somebody. And the problem is right now, he doesn't have a heel to elevate him.
Well, look, O'Rourke. I love O'Rourke.
I like that O'Rourke said that he would go after Trump. That he would have Trump arrested.
Yeah.
He said that flat out. He's like, no, he's committed all kinds of crimes against this country. I would make sure if I won, he would be flat out arrested.
Right.
But I just don't think he's in the prime time right now.
Yeah.
I think he would be more effective again. I think, it's like, I remember when he was running, and again, I don't trust a lot what I read when people start attacking people. I feel like sometimes these are not leftist people. It's, it's like I've heard stories, they say like there's violence in colleges, and then you find out later that the people wearing the masks were actually working with Milo's group.
Yeah.
And they're the ones setting up the agitating. They were the agitators. So I don't trust when people are saying, oh, he's too moderate or he's too this. Yeah, I guess for a national stage, he might, maybe he's too moderate. Maybe his positions aren't strong enough. Because de Blasio was the one who wiped his ass in the debate when it came to, and then Castro went after him too.
Right, Castro went after him. Look, I like O'Rourke. I agree with what you're saying. I don't think he's got the depth of knowledge that a lot of the other candidates have.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm sure he does. I just don't know if he can
communicate it.
Yeah. I mean, it was one shitty debate. There was too many people on stage. Who knows? Once these guys drop out, Beto might come back and you're going to be like, holy shit, Beto's the best.
Yeah. I absolutely would
definitely VP candidate material for sure.
Well, absolutely. Ryan.
No.
Sanders.
Okay, I like Sanders, but again, it's Sanders brought up a good thing. He goes, listen, you know what? It's ageism, and we're supposed to be against all forms of racism.
Sure.
It's about age. I will say this though. When it comes to him and Biden, they may be around the same age, but Sanders is looking better.
Yeah.
Biden just comes off older, and I know it's. But the thing is, here's the thing: Trump is not young. Trump is in his 70s.
Look,
he's the oldest president, actually. First elected, he was the oldest president.
I like Bernie. I have a Bernie T-shirt. I have felt the burn. I like almost all of his.
Get that checked out.
I like almost all of his ideas. I do not love how he ran against Clinton.
I was fine with that. I didn't like how Clinton ran against him either.
And that's fair. I mean, but
now would he have beat Trump? I don't know, because the media would have. If there wasn't attacking the emails, they'd be calling him fucking pinko.
I'll tell you what happens when it's Trump. If Trump goes against Bernie next time, all those people that were counting on the previous Trump voters that are like, they're not going to go with Bernie.
No, they're going to go with Trump.
They're going to go with Trump.
Those people, the idea too is to all these candidates, stop trying to get this mythological swing.
Right. Yes.
You got to get everyone else, the people that don't vote, you got to get them excited. Biden's not going to excite people. Kamala's going to excite people.
Yes.
Warren's going to excite people.
Absolutely.
Sanders could. I'm not saying Sanders. I'm not against Sanders. I want him to stick around. I want his ideas. I want them to adopt his ideas.
Right.
I want his ideas to continue on with the younger people.
He's another one that I think just him being in the competition makes the competition better.
Well, AOC is a product of Sanders. So,
absolutely.
If he helps inspire a generation of people to come out and be more aggressive and, then good.
Now, the next one's Sleestak.
Sleestak? You mean from the Land of the Lost?
Yes.
The
Now,
Sleestaks? They're running?
when he was running against Marshall, Will, and Holly, it was...
Is this a joke?
Marshall,
is that the guy from the show?
From the, Marshall, Will, and Holly.
I don't remember the names of the actual characters. I do remember the gross little cave boy, though.
Yes, Chaka.
Chaka sucked.
Yes,
yeah.
he did suck.
No, I do like his policies, though.
Right. Okay, so I don't know this guy. I'm sure he's a fine...
He's got a great anti-gun message.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's really good, but he's not generating excitement. I wouldn't toss him in like I would get like Delaney or Hickenlooper. I wouldn't say, yeah, get the fuck out. I'm down for him sticking around and surviving. Get your name out there. Get your ideas out. He's progressive. That's what we need.
Yeah, cool.
Whatever. Stick around.
I know Swalwell.
Terrible name, though.
Yeah, it's a tough one to pronounce.
He's Swole.
He is. I don't know. He would go on talk shows late at night. He's got on talk shows late at night for the last few years, fighting against Trump and Trump's policies, and I think that's great. Yeah. I don't know if he's the look. He's not the candidate right now that I'm supporting,
but I'm fine with him sticking around.
Yeah, and look, he's earned his. In my opinion, he's earned his right to the stage or whatever, because night after night I saw him go on these talk shows and fight the good fight. Yeah. And that's great. That's really good.
It's fine.
Elizabeth Warren.
Again, it's going to be, it's funny, we saw 2 debates.
Yep.
And Warren and Kamala Harris went out on the stage together.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see when they'll finally... When they'll finally battle. I don't know. I like Warren. The one thing I don't like about her, it's not her fault. It's what the media will do and what Trump will do.
The Pocahontas.
Well, I think the media needs to not... if they repeat that or say that, they're being fucking racist.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's a slur.
It's a slur. Trump should not be allowed to fucking say that.
Right.
He shouldn't be allowed to fucking say it. It's incredibly racist.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing that they're going to use against her. And the media will... They already failed that. They'll fail that. They failed that test, and they'll keep doing it.
Well, I've seen a bunch of photographs of Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren together. It seems like they like each other and respect each other.
Well, I think the people, if they show that, like, hey, we're not fighting. End of the day, we're all going to support each other.
That's super powerful.
If Bernie, though, doesn't do that, then he's going to look like an asshole.
Right. That's the thing, is that, and I don't look. I honestly, here's my bold prediction. I don't think it's that bold. I don't think Bernie's going to be around. He may be around, but he's not going to be in the conversation towards the end.
We'll see.
I think it's Well, okay. So I like Warren a lot.
Me too.
Ever since day one, I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between Warren and Harris as my preferred candidate.
My dad made it. I was talking to my dad about it, and he said he'd be fine if almost just pick a side, and whoever is VP and whoever they should just pick something. He's like, they should just have a 2-woman ticket. Who the fuck cares? Right. I remember when Clinton picked what's his face,
Kane.
It's
yeah, that was very.
I mean, he was okay, but again, it's kind of milksop.
Yep.
Kane's there was a guy I worked with, and he said oh yeah, he seems like a nice guy. I want to have a beer with him. I'm like, yeah,
sure,
it's great, but.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
No, nothing against Tim Kaine. He's good.
I mean, I wish Hillary Clinton picked somebody more exciting. He still represents the corporate moderate wing of the Democratic Party, and which kind of what Hillary was. So
absolutely.
I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know who she should have picked. I knew she wasn't going to pick Sanders.
Right.
It would have been cool if she picked another woman. I don't know. It doesn't matter now. That's history.
It is. Well, the next one on the list, and probably
the one that should be the president of the United
States. Williamson.
Who reminds me of Margot Kidder a little bit.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Which version of Margot Kidder, though?
The late.
Are we talking Margot Kidder, wandering around and they naked?
One. Well, here's the thing. Someone said on a news site that I was looking at is that a big part of why people are a little unnerved by her is her accent, which is a real specific mid-Atlantic accent, which most of the country is not used to.
I don't know how to describe it. I think the problem... Okay, so she kind of got on like almost like a prank, supposedly.
She's an Oprah person, right?
She got on there because people like... Almost like a prank. Supposedly this internet thing or whatever, like they got the money to basically get her on there.
Okay.
But, okay, so everybody was making fun of her. Everybody.
Yes, right.
And I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
Not because I think she should be president.
No.
Because, but I think it's like, okay, well, if you're supposed to say we're better, you shouldn't be going after her. First of all, what... Her,
right, fine.
The love thing, yeah, it's a little bit like...
hokey, but...
I mean, what... The guy in the White House said some insane shit.
Yeah.
He came out the door saying, I'm going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it.
Right.
Again, should have been laughed off the stage.
Because it's tacitly ridiculous.
It's incredibly stupid. And for anyone who sits there and goes, oh yeah, Trump, he's going to tell Mexico they're going to pay for it. And Mexico is going to be like, yes, Mr. Trump,
right.
Here's our money.
Yeah.
We will pay for this. Yes, you will. You're going to pay for it because I said so.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. So what is wrong with her? Like, I saw all these people making fun of her on Twitter.
I think it's her accent. Honestly, I think it's her accent.
You know, and again, she's like a writer. She's not really a politician. Yeah. She's kind of weird, like she's a little odd looking. There's a whole bunch of things going on. Regardless, I don't think she should have been made fun of. I saw Meghan McCain said something on Twitter, and this is one of my more successful tweets. Okay. I think I got like 50 likes on this one, which for Twitter's like, that's insane for me. She wrote like, Marianne Williamson, I thought that was a character from the movie Clue or something.
Okay.
And I tweeted back, and I said, well... At least she doesn't constantly have to remind everybody who her dad is.
Yeah, right?
So fuck you, Meghan McCain.
Oh my god, is Meghan McCain related to John McCain? Is that...
Who?
What?
Who's John McCain?
Yeah, she
I thought Meghan McCain was she fought to get there, she worked her way up. Her ideas were so great and powerful, and she impressed so many people.
No.
No, she's a spoiled, rich little brat who... And people have talked about this too. Like the right kind of hates her.
She's in an odd position.
She's in an odd position because of
well, the Trump faction hates her, which is basically the right.
Yeah, I mean the Republican Party is the Trump. They are the Trump Party right now. McCain, you know, whatever you want to say about him, I could do a whole other podcast about him.
Yeah.
Regardless, you know, his last vote to save Obamacare was good. But
I always thought he was... I rarely agreed with him, but he seemed like a principled guy. You know, like... I think he...
If you saw me, I'm kind of like... rolling my eyes in the back of my head and shaking my head.
I don't think he... I think he made decisions based on what he thought was right. Even... what do you think?
I just think he was overrated. He was overrated.
Sure.
He was overrated. I think, you know, if saying you're a moderate because... 4% out of the time you vote against something. That does not make you a moderate. I'm sorry.
I agree.
But making back to Marianne Williamson, again, is it sexism? Is it classism? Is it all whatever? You know, why is she not taken seriously? Why does Trump get to be taken seriously? He was a fucking joke. Yeah. He was a joke on The Apprentice. He was a joke when he was on Saturday Night Live. Yeah. He fucking sold Pizza Hut. He was in fucking Home Alone 2.
Right.
And he had to remind Kevin.
Yeah.
What a creep. Yeah. This guy, let me tell you, even in the freaking, this is so stupid, talking about a movie now. Yeah. In fiction, do you think they had to even write his lines? Because I guess the joke was, Kevin walks into a famous place, and I guess at the time Trump owned it. It was like a famous hotel by Central Park. And Trump tells him in the movie, I own this. Which is funny, because I'm just like, almost like, did they... They probably didn't even have to give him the line. Macaulay Culkin's like, okay.
Right, yeah.
Thanks, sir. I'm just trying to find my parents. and get away from these zany criminals. and meet a crazy older person and repeat the entire same plot of Home Alone.
Well,
again, talking movies with politics.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Look, Willie, I agree with you 100% that she didn't deserve to be made fun of because her ideas weren't crazy.
They weren't crazy. No. The delivery, and they were...
It's your voice, I think.
Chuck Todd is the worst fucking moderator.
He's trash.
Chuck Todd's a shit. everyone, like, anyone who hosts Meet the Press sucks.
Yeah.
Like, everyone always talks about how great that one guy was. The one who died.
Yeah. His son's at Fox now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Chris Wallace, right?
No. Oh, maybe he hosted it years ago. It was the one who died. He died a couple years ago.
Oh,
That
okay, you're right.
chunky guy.
Yeah,
His son
Tim Russer.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
His son, they tried getting him out there.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Chris Russer.
Yeah. They would talk about how great he was. He was a fucking hack, too.
He was a hack, yeah.
On MSNBC. First of all, not MSNBC, but Meet the Press is like, they should just call that conservatives dominate the conversation Sunday. But,
Yeah.
And the funny thing
That
is, they always
doesn't really
say that.
roll off the tongue, but yeah.
Right. Sunday talk shows have always tended to favor.
Yep, they skew right.
They always do. And which allows them to dominate the conversation,
Yeah.
which allows them. And Chuck Todd sucks. He just
Yeah.
sucks. And, he was rude. He was keep interrupting them. What was it they were asking? He's like, this one dumb segment, which was so stupid. It was like, in 20 seconds, tell us something. Mary Williamson?
Yeah.
She didn't even get to say it. And he's like, okay, next.
Right.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
I mean, she literally said nothing. You didn't even acknowledge.
Well, I'm not too broken up over it, although I agree with your point.
I'm not
Right.
not saying that we here at YSGOAT, even Joseph here too,
Yeah.
because he's going.
Right.
We endorse her candidacy. We don't.
No.
I just don't think. I don't understand why she's not taken seriously, and the guy in the White House was.
Yeah.
It's just it makes and because like you said, she said nothing crazy,
Right.
and she's talking about the power of love.
Yeah.
Did she say that? She said something about love.
She did. I saw the highlights of the first night. She was on the first night.
Right.
And then I watched the second night.
And so that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, my top tier, I got Warren and Harris.
Yep.
I got a bunch of acceptable candidates, and really I'd vote for any of them over Trump. So,
again, I would vote for shitty CGI Hulk
Yeah.
from 2003.
right, I would vote for half an onion in a plastic
Would you
bag.
vote for Trump from Home Alone 2
Well,
over Trump now?
You mean if I had never been exposed to current Trump?
No. You're voting for 1990.
I could go back in the past and vote briefly.
You pull him in. You bring
Yeah.
him in, and he votes against himself.
Yeah, maybe under those
But
circumstances.
this is still post Central Park 5 Trump. So.
Yeah. Probably not.
No, I
The
mean,
guy's always been trash.
it doesn't matter what era we grab him from.
Yeah.
He's still going to be a shitty candidate.
Right. Yeah, that is true. Oh, wow.
We're going to do like an endgame time heist.
Right. Yeah. Ugh.
And then they just turn into like a Ron Silverson blob from Time Cop.
Yeah, I could see that.
That'd be
Right.
awesome.
Time Cop was actually a pretty good movie.
That is a good movie.
Yeah.
We could probably do a podcast.
Right.
Maybe that'd be a
Well, so
future
true. Okay.
episode. Speaking of, it deals with the future.
Right.
That'd be a good future episode.
Well, we should revisit this again after the next debate.
Yeah, hopefully, like
Well,
hopefully, like
especially if
10
they
of these
narrow the
people.
field
Probably
down.
10 of these people go away by like September.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
they already said that. It doesn't even matter. I think there is another debate in August,
That sounds right.
or no, there's one in July. Because technically the debate wasn't in July. It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a debate in July, and I think after that, though, it becomes much tougher to
Right.
get on the debate stage.
amp up the right.
And then that's when you're going to start seeing.
Biden, Harris, Warren.
But no, that's when you're going to
Butteigeig.
start seeing less of Hinken.
Yeah.
First of all, like, if your name's Hinkelooper,
It's a weird one. Yeah.
well, it's like, if you look at everyone, this is really stupid, but if you look at everybody who's been president over the past, post-Kennedy,
yeah.
Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, the name, who comes after Nixon? That guy who fell down.
Carter.
A lot. No, the guy who fell down a lot.
Oh, Ford. Yeah.
Ford.
I'm sorry.
Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton,
Bush.
Obama, Trump.
Right. Oof.
Hinkelooper. No,
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
that's not happening. Sorry,
That's a shame.
And I know that's like a stupid thing to base
But
it
you
on.
can't, yeah.
It's just not happening. Yeah, you can't have that. You know, it's just, you can't go from 6-letter names to
No.
Mr. Mixoplex.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I'd vote for that.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
well, hopefully we get out of this darkest timeline.
Yeah, it does feel that way. I feel real strong about the candidates we have. I think there's 3 or 4 real top tier ones.
The funny thing is, there's 20 candidates, and we're saying we could get rid of 10, but there are still 10 great candidates in there.
Right.
And we may not be right on all of them, but I think our top ones we're right on.
I think we're in the ballpark. Yeah. I do too.
The Gabbard thing is an odd one.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about her. There was other things. I talked to someone about this. Like, her parents were like basically ran a gay conversion therapy thing. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's child abuse.
It is.
Not to say that she did it.
No, but
that's not a. But
you want to come out forcefully against that.
She has. I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. She's not going to get it anyway.
Sure.
No, I'm sorry. Kamala Harris and Warren will go wipe the floor with her. I mean,
yeah.
And like you said, you know, the fact that she came on, like, I don't think we should bring up the Mueller thing. No, that's insane. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Regardless if you yes, is Mueller going to be the thing that gets rid of Trump? No. But why would you get?
Yeah.
No.
You want to follow that to the ends of the earth.
Like that. You got to bring that up constantly. Yeah. I mean, why would you not? That to me is like, that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's a deal.
And then what was the other one? Oh, you said the thing about working with him.
Yeah.
I get that one. I mean, it's just like a sad reality. You know, it's like, I mean, you could just say, listen, Beto kind of said that too when he was running. He's like, I'll work with him when it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
And then I'll work against him when he's wrong.
I guess that's not a terrible answer.
It's not a terrible answer, but I guess it's how it's delivered. Like Beto,
it's not a satisfying one.
Beto delivered it better. He basically said, when Trump has something that I will work with him, but
until then, right?
Yeah, so he's basically saying like, yeah, he's shit. He's never gonna because he's never gonna be doing something good.
Right.
So that was our full-on political episode. If you're still with us,
right? It was a good one. It was
a weird one.
It was a weird one because, like, look, we usually have a movie to keep kind of coming back.
Well, you know how I like the way we went down the line because it's like, you know, we did the Love, Death, and Robots episode.
Yeah, it felt like that. Yeah,
we kind of went through the same thing, and we were talking about how some episodes were like, move on.
Right. It's funny you say that because that's exactly what I was thinking.
It was like the Hinkelooper episode of Love, Death, and Robots.
Look, that doesn't mean it's a bad episode, right? Like all of Love, Death, and Robots were pretty good. They were technically proficient.
Would you vote for them over Trump?
Absolutely. Every one of them.
I would vote for every episode of Love, Death, and Robots over Trump.
It's just not for me. Like, look, if someone told me the only thing on TV tonight is Richard Spencer Chalk Talk or the worst episode of Love, Death, Robots, I'd be like, okay, let's put up some Love, Death, Robots.
I don't know. Richard Spencer's Chalk Talk.
I'll listen to the worst of them, you know? So, like, I don't know.
All right, well, thanks for listening to this special episode of You Still Going On About That. We'll get back to the movies. We did get inspired to talk about Time Cop. Right. But I am thinking of just putting the 2003 Hulk on the artwork and just trick you all into thinking you're listening to
I like that
Ang Lee's Hulk. That's it's gonna be a massive bait and switch.
Right. All right, well, let's do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Let's do this. This is July 3rd. We see the results of Trump's big boy
parade
tomorrow.
Yep, his big boy. He's got tanks. He's got airplanes. He's got all the toys. He's got all his toys. He's got He's got the Republicans.
Yeah,
and his mega donors. And supposedly it's supposed to rain. So
let's knock on wood.
Pray for rain. So it'll be in a couple of days, and we'll find out the results of that.
Yeah,
that complete waste of government dollars and campaign finance, or whatever. I don't know. All the rules are being broken, but again,
it's crazy.
as I say, we are not going against a normal person. The rules don't exist anymore. You're going against that. This is like that kid in your neighborhood who always had a force field when you play tag.
Yep.
You can't. These rules don't exist anymore. You gotta pick. You have to pick the best candidate. Any of these Democratic candidates are running on a milksop, weak-kneed, moderate bullshit.
No.
That doesn't exist anymore. We don't live in that world anymore. We don't live in the time where Biden represents the boys' club.
Yeah,
he does.
I like Biden. He's not.
But
the future.
He's not the future. It's like Lamar said that he was a typewriter. That's when kids see him, they see a typewriter.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. Yeah.
I mean, listen, again, I like him. I just don't want to vote. Well, if he's the candidate, I don't think he's going to be at this point. I'd be very shocked if he is. At this point, I could be totally wrong. I have been before.
Yeah.
But are you agreeing with me?
No. I'm just saying, that's the nature of these discussions.
Yeah, it's like we don't know. It's so fucking early. People ask me, "Who is your candidate?" It's so early.
Right.
I mean, right now it's Kamala, and then something will happen, and then it'll be Yang.
Yeah.
And then
probably not.
And then Joseph will be like, "Oh, that Gabbard, she's the best." I don't know what it is.
Tulsi Gabbard. No, I'm
Gabby.
I'm going Harris, maybe Warren.
I mean, those are my two favorites right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that I honestly think it needs to be a woman. It's almost like the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi type thing.
Yeah.
You need to have retribution. It's like this. And I'm going to end this real soon. It's like what happened with the Supreme Court. Supreme Court seats were stolen. Supreme Court was always supposed to represent the times we lived in.
Yeah.
And Bush stole the presidency in 2000. He got his two people in, and then Trump outright steal it. And fucking what's his face said, if another justice goes, he doesn't even care if he said it. Turtle Man,
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, he said flat out he would let a senator in.
Right. It's crazy.
His little rules that he made, supposedly those really important rules from the Constitution that he claimed.
Yeah.
Why he'll do it. He doesn't give a shit.
No. The stakes are very high this next time.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I wish he was the one running for president.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's the worst.
Yeah, he's
worse than Trump, actually.
Well, yeah, because he's competent.
And he's...
And evil.
And he also runs the Senate.
Yeah.
So, we're living in good times, guys. All right. Well, I'm Rob Israel.
I'm Joseph K.
And maybe one day we'll still keep going on about that. If the world's still around.
We're still going on about that.
Later. Thank you for listening to You Still Going On About That with myself, Rob Israel, and Joseph K. Remember, you can find us on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Castbox, and Podbean. So remember to like and subscribe, share, comment, leave us a basket of fruit or candy. Thank you for listening. All right, later. Bye.